Alright, we're back in Lady Lake at long last. And noticeably, there's a star, like, right up... Oh, there's also a chest over here. Hang on a second. If I can just sneak back here. Oh, that's the type I still don't have access to. The royal-looking chest. Anything on the other side? Sure is. Just chests everywhere, and no one cares if the Sheperd... If the Sheperd loots all of them. Random hat pick up there. There's definitely a star up here. Hello.
Hey, isn't this an Earth in Historia?
Oh, that. That was a donation from someone in the city. It looks rather rare and precious, so we've been unsure whether we should sell it.
Nice! Good call, Mr. Priestman.
Huh? Oh, thank you.
Father Brunor, we're actually collecting these.
You think we could have this? We pay for it, of course.
No, please, that's not necessary. If it's something the Sheperd needs on his quest, by all means, please take it. I'm sure the donor would be overjoyed to know that their gift had been some help to the Sheperd.
Thank you, Father Brunor.
Purple Iris Gem. Doe. Or Do. The ancient shepherds do battle. Wielding the might of Malevolence, they crush the Hellion armies.
Wow, I never knew there were once so many Shepherds, all using their purification powers on Hellions.
So the question is, why and how did they disappear?
What do you think?
If the existence of so many Shepherds depended on Malevolence, then...
When Malevolence disappeared, so did all of them.
Isn't it too early to jump to conclusions?
Well, what other possibilities are there?
Maybe humans abandoned their faith in Seraphim to the extent that Shepherds just ceased to exist.
Perhaps the large crowd of shepherds we saw was just a historical anomaly.
Maybe only people like Sorey can be shepherds, and there's just fewer nice guys in the world these days.
Huh. So there's plenty of other possibilities.
I guess that means we have to keep collecting information.
Yes, if you do that, you will surely arrive at your answer.
What if it's a bloodline? I'm getting curious, because we saw that one... We saw the lead shepherd, the faceless shepherd that keeps showing up everywhere, and he looks a lot like Sorey to the point where I'm questioning, like, is he Sorey's...
I needed that.
You're okay with how it worked out?
It's better than ignoring it and spending the rest of your life wondering.
Yeah.
I'm definitely beginning to wonder whether or not that previous shepherd we keep seeing, that looks a lot like Sorey, is Sheperd's father. And maybe he died fighting the guy that we're going after, and as a result, Sorey was left among the Seraphim to be raised in his stead. Probably, maybe, who knows. Well, people know already because they've beaten it at this point, but you know what I mean. Can't open that one. It's possible, though. And, it would explain why I was raised amongst them with no human contact, apparently. It explained a few things, and why they can't seem to talk about the previous shepherd, but also why Lailah was so... It was relatively easy to get her to recruit me. Who knows?
Hello, is Alisha here?
Shouldn't you announce yourself? Or don't you have any respect for this family?
I'm sorry. My name is Sorey.
Sorey? Pardon my rudeness. The princess has spoken highly of you. She's out right now. We're not sure when she'll be back.
Work-related?
Yes. She's going after a suspect who's leaked information to the Rolance Empire. There definitely must be a spy going around, given the timing of their advancements.
Yes. Even Alisha was under suspicion for it before.
Wow! The Princess of Highland would go so far as to do that herself?
No, it's supposed to be the military's job, but she's acting by herself. Saying that she had to stop a clash between the two countries.
But isn't she taking it a bit too seriously?
Ever since the Battle of Glaven, she's been pushing herself so hard.
That's very like her.
I'm worried. She behaves so recklessly when she's alone. She just headed out to a round-eyed forest to gather info about the origin village, Camlon.
Huh. Camlon, you say?
It's the village where the Age of Chaos started, I think. But it's just some legend.
Yes, she heard a rumor there were some clues in the depths of a round-eyed forest and headed out there.
So that's how she came to Alisha.
But her hunch was wrong. I've never heard of this origin village from Gramps nor the other villagers.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I'll take my leave. Please tell Alisha that I'll come visit again.
Alright, so our attempt to check in on her was not immediately successful. What else do we want to follow up on here? I bet there's still trouble in Highland. Yeah, you can't have a country that size without political strife and turmoil somewhere. Just walking through a town, you hear a lot of gossip. If anything particular catches your ear, it could be worth a closer look. Who knows? You might even end up wind up making Alicia's life a little easier. I wonder if I should rest in the local inn just to see if I'll trigger something. And these ones don't seem to immediately trigger things. Like, I just hope Forcia accepts. And we'll need to find a suitable vessel too. Let's head back to Gododin. There is a reason to go back to Gododin then. Crucibles, buying a map. Any news about whoever slaughtered those kids? We've got a whole team on the case. Something will turn up, I'm sure of it. For now, we just gotta wait. Alright. You think the church back in Pendrago's okay? Weekly services followed by tea and cake, I'd wager. For better or worse, it's a massive organization, too big to fail. But if you're concerned, we could always check in on them. So we have a few things we could check in on here. We're also trying to find for the next shrine, which might be...
I think she's pushing herself as a princess.
Alicia's always been like that.
That's exactly why I'm worried.
There's definitely a reason to think that we may be able to... Oh, hello. Find something. That Logos fellow from Marlin must have wormed his way into the Council's good graces. Ever since that talk of war started, he's been landing primo contracts left and right. Bridge repairs, supplies for the troops. Huh. Hope he chokes on all that gold. Gald, as it were. Anything else around here? Just that? I'm curious if we can trigger something by resting in the inn. Just because there seems to be stuff going on here. Oh, there's a little alleyway that has something too. So a lot of references. There's definitely references to a guy that seems to be rewarding, surviving as a result of he's thriving from conflict. That Marlin merchant seems to be strangely prosperous. There's something fishy about him. All right. Where would I find this Marlin merchant? I'm actually not sure. We saw a Hellion merchant at some point around the corner over here, I think, when we first came into town. Already talked to this guy. Who's this guy? Weaponsmith Ladsink? Talk? Don't let today's saved pennies become tomorrow's tears. Buy yourself a good weapon now before you regret it. Where do we find a Marlin merchant? Let's see. This is the rug guy we encountered, but we chose not to fight. Now there's just no one there, which is... Oh, hello. Which is a little concerning. I'm gonna try having a quick rest just to see if it triggers anything. Because sometimes it triggers a skit or an event. And I haven't done it here for a while. Oh, hello.
Bunch of hopeless delinquents. Those street kids in Lady Lake.
Well, if society's abandoned them, I don't know. Is there any other way for them to survive besides a life of crime?
It is a sad era we live in.
Give me a break. If you have to do wrong to trudge onward, you do so knowing the burden of that wrong. You hide that dark shadow within yourself and keep pressing on. Those kids weren't like that. They just went astray.
Hey, don't look at me when you say that.
Rose, so those are the things you have to think about, huh?
I don't think, I just do. Ugh, let's stop talking about this.
You mean you're just spontaneous? That's awesome.
Yes. No matter the circumstances, it's up to each person to decide how she wants to live her life and for what she must be held accountable. But Rose understands that instinctively, without thinking. Very impressive.
Seriously, can we change the subject?
Maybe the experience of abandonment will get those kids to realize the importance of responsibility. Thanks to you guys pointing them in the right direction.
I hope so.
Yeah.
If it were that easy, the Age of Chaos would be over already. I'm sick of this Norman collecting already.
How is that possible? Everyone knows you love him. You've even got one on your umbrella.
Rose, better not to mention the mascot.
It gets long.
I love long stories. Go ahead, lay it on us.
Okay, but don't say I didn't warn you. This little guy here? You can pull out his head to stretch out his neck, like a giraffe.
That's what you meant by it gets long?
Same goes for the nose, too. Max length, 1.5 times its height.
Ew, that's not even a Norman anymore.
That's right. This thing's like a talisman, an amulet, a rabbit's foot, a periapt, that sort of thing.
I don't quite get it, but sure.
A charm you carry because it's special to you, right?
Not really. It was given to me, so I put it on.
She refuses to be attached to much of anything, doesn't she? Alright. Not necessarily much going on there. Might as well save my progress, though. There we go. Alright. Oh, here's a star. He's been known to deal in rare items and like iris gems, but just recently took over a pair of the bridge as well. For someone based in a sleepy burg like Marlin, that logo scoundrel is lucking into an awful lot of business. Alright, so I'll check around town to see if there's a Logos guy from Marlin, but otherwise, may have to check Marlin itself. I just wasn't sure if they meant... They say based in Marlin, I wasn't sure if they meant to go to Marlin for it, or if they mean he's here in town, and he's just here from Marlin. But, you know, knowing how RPGs tend to work, there's a good chance I have to go to Marlin to find him. I'll do a once-over of town, though. Alright, welcome back to Marlin. It's been a while. Oh. They want me to go back down to that museum in particular, but yeah, I want to find that merchant we've been hearing about. See if he's up to any bad business. Hello. That rascal Logos has been contracted to rebuild the Grifflet Bridge. He was originally just a trader in iris gems, a simple gem merchant, you might say. My source wouldn't tell me much, but it sounds like it's a direct order from Chancellor Bartlow. Call it a merchant's sixth sense, but there's more to this story than he's letting on. A merchant's sixth sense. That's the first time I've heard of that, and probably the last. Nope, thought there was a conversation for a second there. Alrighty, let's just go ahead and wander around. Off in the far corner. This guy here again? This guy is everywhere. He gets around. He's everywhere we go, actually. Maven. My travels around the continent really drive home that we live in the Age of Chaos. The amount of arable land is half what it was a mere 10 years ago, and abnormal weather has ceased, even to be abnormal. Violence seizes the minds of people and animals. Villagers whisper of dragon sightings. How long must this age last? It sends chills down my spine. I also saw him in Lady Lake when I was wandering around, so he's just freaking everywhere at the moment. Hello.
What's that?
I can use that. Point of interest detection. Is the giant tree. You said point of interest. You got me curious. Is it this thing? Have I seen this one before? I think I've seen it before. Flowers of the Great Tree. Point my camera up at it or something? Having one of those moments where I'm just like, how do I? If I spin it around. Don't know if I'm going to get much luck on this one. Supposedly the camera indicates how this works. They're not doing me... I mean, it's right in the middle of the screen. There's the flowers. Oh well. I don't think we're going to be getting this particular discovery point. So who's hanging out down here? Are they going to be a troublemaker? I can stop those. Have a little bit of experience. Hello. What are you up to? Informant. Heh. You want to know about the spy who's giving info to Rolance. But if you can do me a solid, you just might gain my trust. How about it? Alright. Are you up for it? Then bring me peacock feathers. They live in Patnal Forest. They're just feathers, but now that the army has closed down in Glevind, it'll be difficult to get. So you slid through the securities of both armies. You really are something. Alright, I'll trust you. The information you wanted was about a spy in the Rolance Empire, right? Go to the Vivia Subterranean Aqueduct in Lady Lake. You'll find something right up your alley there. Alright, that's something to check out. I already had peacock feathers, because I have all sorts of items at this point. If you really want to know the truth, you better hurry. Alright, that gives us something to follow up on at least. Should I check inside here just to see if something pops up? Out of curiosity. This is where we fought our first Norman. Not necessarily much going on. Probably nothing going on. It's just a cleared out dungeon at this point, I'm sure. Hello, backyard. That you're probably not supposed to look too close at. And that's the type of chest I still can't... Yep, still can't open that. Good not to confuse myself. Never found that merchant, though. We're getting all these pop-ups about a merchant, specifically around the bridge, so maybe I need to take a closer look around the bridge itself. I keep getting a weird graphical glitch. It might just be Rose clipping through the camera or something. Just try and trigger this again. Might not work. Oh well. I'll take a quick trip by the merchant to see if he's the guy causing this and see if anything else interesting happens around town, but then we're probably going to head to that aqueduct they were talking about. The nice bit is you can actually teleport directly into the aqueduct, so looks like straight ahead there's something interesting going on. How are we going to find this spy?
Don't move. You are under arrest for leaking confidential info.
Looks like Alisha came to the same conclusion.
What is the meaning of this?
I'm sorry, this is just a misunderstanding. Please take your leave, Princess. This is...
Don't make excuses. I found evidence of connections to Rolance in this very residence. Renovations for Grifflet Bridge, order forms of military arsenal, unauthorized transactions for...
That is simply a reward for his support.
Support?
Logos is an important person who connected Rolance and Highland through unofficial diplomacy.
What does that mean?
On the surface, diplomacy between Highland and Rolance has been cut. He must have been negotiating with them on his own for some time in secret.
So then he's not a spy, but a liaison.
Meaning even with the war going on, there's been work done.
Such is politics.
This is a major problem. If the channel gets blocked, both countries will fight until they're both obliterated.
But no one ever told me anything about it.
Of course they didn't. Not to someone like you. I hope you're prepared to pay for your indiscretion.
In any case, we must change our strategy. We will be expecting your sincere apology at a later date.
Understood.
This has been your daily reminder that everyone in this town is a dick. Alisha. Did she take off? Nope, she's gone. Well, there's another Historia for this episode. Red Iris Gem, Et. Lailah travels with an unknown young shepherd. A strong bond of trust unites them.
That was killer, Lailah. You were in perfect harmony.
He was quite skilled despite his youth.
Yeah, compared to him.
You've still got a long way to go.
Lailah, I wish I could go on a journey like that with you.
Sorey.
Excuse you, Sorey.
Huh?
Yes. This journey now is every bit as enjoyable as it was back then. Thanks to everyone here.
Aww. Oh hey, you got a little title level up. Alright, that's probably all there is to do here. So let's go ahead and clear out. It's probably about time to follow up on that next shrine location for now. Just to advance things a bit.
I wonder what happened to Alisha.
Let's go to her house.
Oh, never mind. Sounds like we actually want to go visit Alisha's house right away. I guess I should have figured that immediately after what happened. What's going on over here?
Hey, you there! Take this to the inn.
You! This is all your damn fault!
Hurry up, kid!
All the grown-ups do is order us around, day in and day out. You call this saving us? Some shepherd you are. Screw you!
Looks like they've turned to honest labor now.
Yeah, but it did make us popular, that's for sure.
That's fine, as long as they're keeping out of trouble.
Sorey.
I'm a little kid. This is actual work. This is bullshit. I just want to take everything that I want instead. That's how society works, right? And did I lose track of where? Oh, right, we're at the aqueduct. I'm like, where the hell am I? I got slightly confused there. So I'm like, didn't I just come out of the wall I'm supposed to go into? I somehow managed to repeatedly forget there's two. Like I said, this guy's just right here. Oh, there's Sorey. I've come across an interesting tidbit. A ways into Lake Haven Heights, there's a ruin of a shrine. People used to come from far and wide to pray there, but now it lies abandoned, shrouded in constant thunderclouds. Doesn't it set your explorer blood afire? So just to remind ourselves really quickly, Lake Haven Heights. So Lake Haven Heights is the location of the wind shrine then. We're still looking for wind and water. We found earth and fire so far. And we know that the wind is in Lake Haven Heights. So that'll be easy to track down. Just go there and check the question marks to see which one I haven't gone to yet. Might go there next.
Sorey, wait.
How did it go?
Fortunately, we were able to prevent rumors from spreading. Though in the end, I did have to prostrate myself.
That must have been hard.
Don't worry, it's fine. I did go a bit too far after all. The Difta family has been surviving as a branch of the Imperial family. But my mother was born to normal citizens, and was later courted on a whim by my father. So everyone forgave me and assumed it was natural I didn't follow politics.
Milady.
And so... that's why I wanted to do the right thing. I wanted to gain acceptance from everyone in honor of my late father and mother. Was I wrong in the end?
I shall go fetch some more tea.
Let's leave her alone, just for a moment.
Right.
things are getting a little rough for Rose. And she teleported away forever. Magic! But yeah, she's trying to be accepted, but everyone looks down on her, and because they don't tell her anything, it just compounds the fact that she's going to continue to make ignorant decisions, not understanding the stuff around her because no one will tell her anyway because they don't trust her with the information. And everyone just assumes that she is of inferior blood that can't understand politics, which is a whole other breed of, it's a thing that's, it's something that's kind of everywhere, but it's also a kind of a distinct part of Japanese culture to some extent, this idea, this reoccurring theme that people by blood are inferior or superior at different aspects of life, which is somewhat alarming in some ways. And I can only go off of the fiction they always use, but man, they use it a lot in their fiction. So just to remind myself, this goes, oh, that goes to Lake Haven Heights, so I don't need to go teleporting, really. Whereabouts are we? So it's this big old place. Alright, we have one big old question mark left in the entire area, and it's the one... Alright, I can get up there. It's up there and it's isolated, which makes sense because it would have been a place where I wasn't able to access before. Here we go. And this is where we first met Rose, this very bridge, when it was blocked. We're gonna head up this path, and it's gonna be interesting because we're going up to a place... This is all where, when I first left the ruins at the beginning of the game. It's kind of a bit of a flashback, although it's hard to get over. It's hard to get particularly nostalgic about it, just because it's like, oh look, a grassy place with hills. I don't remember seeing that. Leave me alone, dog. Oh, couldn't teleport away. Oh well. I guess I'll just have to obliterate them in 3 seconds.
Such is the guidance.
Actually, faster than running away from them. Alright. Boom. That's why I couldn't take that path before. Isn't there a mini-boss? Oh yeah, there is a mini-boss in this plane. I'm way over-leveled for them now, obviously. But that's not going to stop me from running up to there and just obliterating them. Ooh, soldiers. And there he is. Pew! Mana Garmer, level 19 boss. Weaknesses, Earth. Alright.
They're way stronger than the ones we saw when we left the village.
This is a Managarma.
It is said that they're strongest when the full moon is out.
Then now's our chance. We can take them on.
Let's make a big ol' mess. So this character is a beast. My powers that are anti-beast include Lion's Howl, which is mapped to forward and A. And physicals include... not a whole lot. Oh, if I hold left while attacking, I'll eventually combo into one that's also good for that. So left while meleeing or forward and A. Yep, not working out well for him at the moment.
Well, that's a wrap.
Hey, we leveled up one of our characters. It's not a big bonus, but it's worth it to look into. What's going on over here, though? You guys having some issues?
The entrance to the ruin's supposed to be really well hidden, right?
We better be extra diligent in our search.
Hello? Oh, Sheperd. We were conducting a thorough search of the ruins in the Lady Lake area. Apparently, Lady Maltran's platoon is making their way over to the ruins behind the waterfall we discovered the other day to conduct a further investigation, or proper investigation. Our principal work is to examine documents to ascertain the whereabouts of as yet undiscovered ruins. The actual exploration is handled by a different unit, luckily, but, I mean, how fortunate for them. So the ruins are up there in the corner. I can probably teleport to it or something, I would assume. Kind of a superfluous save, but I'm already here. Alright, so let's head up this way. They said past the waterfall. Doesn't seem like it'd be particularly well hidden, to be honest. It's just kind of by the waterfall, right? Sufficiently dramatic entrance, that's for sure. Hello. Ta-da! I just blew their minds. They never saw that coming. Well, they didn't see it either because I disappeared. Alrighty then. Yep, here we go. This has got to be the next ruins. So, guys, I think I'm going to cut it here before I just jump right in there at the moment. Is there anything to talk to you about? Buying a map, slaughtering kids, so on and so forth. Oh yeah, we don't have 3 pages anymore, so we definitely wrapped up a few things real quick. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here before we start the shrine, so we can just have a whole episode dedicated to that, as opposed to starting it and cutting it off midway through. So, thanks for watching That Go Aways. I will see you next time, where we find out what's in here, which is probably, they won't tell me, but I mean, the waterfall indicates it'd probably be a water shrine, but I thought that the Lake Haven Heights, they said it was a thunderstorm shrine, which would be wind. But maybe I might have mixed up with that location they mentioned before. I may be misremembering the location of the wind one. Giant waterfall means it's probably water. Alrighty then.